Greetings and salutations, Earthlings. Zube here, and I am coming to you from Colorado. Let's see, look, I'm Zube, and I'm in Colorado. Anyway, with freshly washed hair, washed in well water, which doesn't mean I walked out to a well and washed it, but we have hard water in Texas where I'm at. And my hair always, I don't know. I like the way it feels up here better. But I like being warm better too. So they're both great. And I am grateful to be able to go back and forth, even though I could get annoyed by it. So we're going to start the reading off with that. It's always good to have an attitude of gratitude, which was on a poster in my room at rehab, and I swear I wanted to like tear it down sometimes. Because like when you're in rehab, it's probably when you're feeling your least amount of grateful, but not always. It's always a good reminder. Anyway, if you're interested in a personal reading, astrology or tarot, my information is down below. And this reading is going to be general. It's for somebody, it's for the collective, whoever watches me. I love you who do. And if it doesn't resonate, then it's not for you. Don't force it. I do have other timeless readings. All my readings are timeless. Feel free to peruse those. Or if you don't like me, fucking move on. All good. No harm, no foul. See what we've got. We'll do a Celtic cross. We have the Queen of Cups. She is holding her cup. The Queen of Cups is emotional. So this is the card that is representing us, the questioner. However, because this is general, you can be in or around this reading. But she's kind of contemplating her emotions. Sometimes in the lower aspect, the Queen of Cups can be overly emotional, dwelling on the past, doing the most and feeling unappreciated, something like that. We're up in our feels. We're up in our feels. But in the higher aspect, we are working through our emotions, or we are emotionally connecting to people, or unconditionally loving people, or wanting to unconditionally love people. And the Queen of Cups is a representation of that like motherly love. So even you dudes out there, like this can apply to you. It's wanting to nurture, wanting to care for others. All right, so what's blocking? What is the challenge? This is victim mentality, being stuck in our heads, 8 of Swords, not having all the information that we need, fearing the unknown. Why do bad things always happen to me? Why? That's kind of funny that I started this off with a little attitude of gratitude lecture. The 8 of Swords is like, we've gotten ourselves into a situation, however unwittingly, that we're pissed off about, but being pissed off about it and it's playing the victim card, and playing the victim is not going to get you anywhere, but like stuck. So she is wrapped in rope, but the story behind the card is that she's only loosely bound, and she is if she would wiggle out and take off the blindfold, she could see that she's not entirely surrounded by swords. There is a way out. But you have to open your eyes. And then also her foot is in the water. I don't know if it's going to follow that, but that represents the water in the tarot always represents our intuition. And see, we have the Queen of Cups here who is contemplating her emotions. She's like the representation of water. I betcha. Does she have her foot in water too? Anyway, yeah, we really need to, I just got like work with our feelings instead of just feeling trapped by them. But it's our feelings. We have to escape our minds. Our minds are making us feel like a victim, like we're thinking ourselves into victimhood. What is subconscious? Subconscious, we have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a new way of thinking, truth telling. It's a new beginning. So we want to do this, right? The Ace of Swords, I don't usually get this, but for some reason I got authenticity. Why am I losing my voice? Maybe we just need to speak up. That's really weird. I'm literally like losing my voice right now. And this is subconscious. It's like maybe there's something we want to say or something, just a new thought that we want to plant in our mind, a new beginning, telling the truth, being brave. Maybe we've been kind of keeping things to ourselves. In the recent past, we have the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is quiet, contemplation, meditation, prayer. This is quieting the mind, solitude, spending time alone to kind of get your head around things. There's an air of like being somber. Wow, we're coming in with the swords. This is a mind thing that we're looking at, okay? But with the Four of Swords, I'm going to tell the story behind this card because I kind of love it. Okay. When the knights were sent off to war, there was a tombstone that was built in their likeness. And before they left, they went to, after they said goodbye to their families, they went and quietly meditated or prayed over this tomb. When they returned, if they returned, well, when they returned, if they were alive, before they even went to greet their family or anything, they would go back to the tomb and pray that they're not dead, you know, or they would be buried in the tomb, right? So with this card, why this card is like so trippy and I love it is we don't know, is this just a picture of the tomb? Did the knight die? And is it before they're being buried? Is it the knight visiting before the war? Is it the knight visiting after the war? You know, you just have no idea who is looking. There's no people in this that we know of that we can say for sure. So it's kind of trippy. We're coming out of a recent past. Maybe we've been really reflecting on things, new ways that we want to think or speak or communicate or be. You know, we've been wrapping our heads around maybe past experiences, past heartbreak, past situations, and subconsciously we want to forge a new path, okay? But and this is going to require us to work on our emotional selves, like on our emotional bodies or whatever. I think that's what Eckhart Tolle calls it. We're still a little bit like in this victim. And it could be to a greater or lesser degree, depending on who is watching this reading. Or maybe you're dealing with someone like that. That's what I mean when I say this is a general reading. So you have to kind of look at this as other people are going through this. You know, all right, so I've had this heartbreak in the recent past. I want to kind of try new things, think new ways, new beginnings. blah, 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 blah. And, you know, but I'm still shaking out that sense of victimhood. What do we know? What are we reaching for? Okay. We got Seven of Swords, again, another sword. Swords are air energy, that's mental. But we have the Seven of Swords and we have the Two of Pentacles. And as I looked at those, it was, we're like, well, what, this is sneaky shit, shady shit going on behind our back that we don't know about. We could be being secret and shady, doing shit behind people's backs that they don't know about. There's secret, shady shit going on. What do they think of me? What, you know, what's going on over here? And when they flipped over, I kind of got like, none of that is any of your fucking business. Just Byron Katie says something like that. Like, what other people think of me is none of my business. And I love that. But it's hard. It's really hard not to worry about stuff like that. But we are meant to be over here balancing out, getting our lives in balance, you know, keeping things going. The pentacles are earth energy. So this can be anything. Are we balancing home and life? Are we balancing partnerships? Are we balancing family relationships? Are we balancing, you know, work, life balance? I think I already said that, but basically focus on what it is that you need to do over here. And if there's sneaky, shady shit going on, oh well. That probably is, you know, because if we're stuck in this victimhood, like I'm the victim mentality, uh, like then there's gonna be secret shady stuff going on, you know, and it might touch you, but if you're minding your own P's and Q's and taking care of your business, then that's all that you can do. You can only do what you can do right now. Wow, this is a lot of fucking swords, you guys. We are in our heads. And maybe what we need to be doing is being in our fields. Okay. So this is kind of funny because in the near future, we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is also about balanced. It is about balance, giving and taking. So he's, you know, he is giving them alms, but he's holding a scale. And this card represents he's not, they're kneeling because they're grateful, right? Sometimes we're in a position to be here, and sometimes we're in a position to be here. I know I've been in both places, but he is not looking down on them like, oh, look how great I am, what I'm doing for these people. And that's what the scale represents. So the story, apparently it's story time with the cards today, but the story behind this card is that he has been there where he has needed help and now he is in a position to help. So he's holding the scale. With this coming in the future, we are moving towards more balanced and fair relationships. And I believe this collectively. And I think that the sneaky shit is kind of, that's just our, like the old ways shaking themselves out, getting them done. You know, it's all going to be, it's all, whatever needs to be brought to light will be brought to light. Okay. So we've had this quiet and contemplation that we've been doing. Right now, it's our personal responsibility to keep our own lives in balance, you know, take care of our things. Whatever is going on over here is what's going on over there. And when we take care of our own shit, then we can move forward into a future with more balanced relationships. All right. We'll get in. The next is like an advice card. The next step. It's another fucking sword. Three of Swords. That's heartbreak. It's going to hurt. I think this is a process that's going to hurt. Or we're just contemplating past hurt, but we don't want to get stuck on it. We want to look at what kind of lessons have we learned? Where can we proceed from here? You know, really, before we can move forward, we have to let go of the past. you know, and the advice card is like, here, like, that, look at your mind. What is your mind tossing and turning over and over again in itself? Where are you feeling like the victim? In the environment, who's around us? Other people. We have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is keeping boundaries. You know, I always point out with this one, this is the Wands, this is fire, that's our heart energy, action. And he's not attacking anyone. He's not going after anyone, but he's just holding his space. Okay. He's like, look, I'm going to set a boundary because I've got, you know, this space around me that I need to protect and take care of. So, and maybe everyone is kind of in that mode or needs to be in that mode. And maybe some people are like running out past their territory to chase people away with the wand. You know, it could just be like people, everybody's messing with each other, but it would be smart to hold your own space, because we're dealing with some emotional stuff. The Queen of Cups is the only cup card that we got. We got a couple of pentacles, hopes and fears. Oh my freaking holy crap. King of Swords. This is mastering our mind, knowing what we know, knowing there are things we don't know, being logical, being decisive, being forward thinking. And that's coming out as the hopes and fears card. You know, the King of Swords can also be an asshole. All the cards can be assholes. There's higher and lower aspects to them. You know, the King of Swords can cut. But ideally, the King of Swords is a man of few words, but when he does speak, he is listened to. Same with the Queen of Swords. The King of Swords would have mastered the you know, practice of listening and really turning things over in your head in a productive, forward moving way. It's the mastering the mind. Wow, we're on a mental journey. The outcome, the Knight of Swords. You guys, how many freaking swords cards did I get? I'm about to count it. He's going so fast, he's blurry. This is fast thinking, fast movement, fast action, you know, just quick, fire thinking, fire-like thinking. It's an air energy, but I'm saying like rapid speed. There's a lot of momentum with the Knight of Swords card. The swords also cut out things that do not serve us. The Knight of Swords is jerkier than the King of Swords. But for this, I really feel like just do it. What sort of practice can you begin? Or, I mean, 3 minutes a day. Like I started meditating 1 minute a day and I added a minute per month for 10 months. And then I meditated for 10 minutes for like 2 years before I made my practice any longer. And the change was profound, but it took a while. So is there something like a journal? I'm reading a cool book that I read a long time ago. The Artist's Way. And she talks about doing these things called the morning pages, where you just like basically verbal vomit all over a notebook, and how letting that stuff out really activates your creativity and ideas. It's a program that you do for a number of weeks. I literally just started the first couple of pages, but I remember from when I did it before, there's all these thoughts like banging around our heads, and we've got it I believe that we're all ascending and collectively and all that, but you don't even have to be that fucking weird. There's just such benefit from clearing our minds. And a lot of times when people tell me, well, I can't meditate because they sit down and they think and think and think. And it's like, that's going to happen at first because your thoughts are like not accustomed to the space to like be like toddlers. And I feel like my thoughts are things that do run themselves out of energy. Because after a few months, I think it was about 3 or 4 months, maybe 5, but when I was at 5 minutes, I would get to a point where I'd be like, there's a pause, and then God steps in, or spirit or universe. I called it universe at the time because I was like mad at the word God. And it's fine. I totally get that people are mad at the word God. It's just one syllable and it's easier. And it basically means universe to me. But it's it's time. It's just time to begin a practice with your mind that can let go of some of the thoughts, because first we understand a thing, first we get the mental concept of it, and then emotionally that takes some work. And I think this is what's going on. It's like we're really needing to make a concerted effort toward journaling. Look up, just Google mindfulness. I drove yesterday because I drove up from Texas to Colorado, and for a couple of hours I didn't have radio, I didn't have anything. I just was quiet. My brother-in-law says people who can do that are psychos, which I think is hilarious. But anyway, let me grab an oracle to kind of wrap this up. Here we go. Jesus. I got everybody really packed in there for the trip. Okay, we're going to do 2. But quit feeling sorry for yourself. Because we are moving towards more balanced and peaceful relationships, but you're not going to get there if you're concentrating on all the past shitty ones that you've had, Or even, it doesn't mean that we have to totally cut people out, but maybe together we move towards a journey of more fair and balanced communication, openness. Peace. Look at her. She is meditating. Let me see if it'll name. Yeah, there she is. Peace of mind, quieting the mind. And then we got behind her, we got abundance. The abundance will roll in once you make a point to, and abundance looks like a lot of things. Like it doesn't mean that you're going to be a millionaire or whatever. Let's do one of these and then we're going to call it good. Shut the fuck up. Look at, to be fair. That's awesome. More fair and balanced. To be fair. Listen to others, so we have these 2 are basically kind of reflecting that idea of the scales. And for some of us, it could be that we like are too giving. You know what I mean? So you want to take a really good hard look at yourself and be like, where am I overgiving or where am I being greedy, and for most of us, it's probably going to be a variation of both in different areas. So, um, and don't blame other people for where you are. And I want to be careful when I say that, like, there are things that I have wrapped my head around being responsible for that would make some people go, what? Um, because then I can actually do something about it. So I'm not saying that everything is your fault. This is nothing like that at all. I don't like that, because that there's nowhere that we can go from there either. Well, maybe there is, but that just sounds like an asshole way to say it. But like, if I take responsibility even for like really shitty things in my life that other people might think you're not really responsible for that, but I look at things from a soul level, from a higher self perspective. Why would I choose that experience, however subconsciously or on a soul contract or whatever? Why would I choose that experience? What can I learn from it? And this is not something I was going to get my head around when I was in the throes of said experiences. It's something that I have gained with years of perspective, sometimes even decades. So give yourself grace for where you are in a journey, and be forward thinking and move forward and take personal responsibility where you can on your healing process. But don't beat yourself up over it, which is kind of funny because, anyway, because then that just adds to it. Like, oh my God, I can't even like heal right. No, fuck that. That's not what I'm saying at all. But get out of your fucking head. That's it. I gotta go. Thank you if you listen to this whole thing, and have a great day on earth. Peace. Namaste.